I've always flirted with the idea of working for Disney full time. And I think that is where I know, being in college, that was my goal. I want to pursue a marketing career with Disney.
Yeah.
So I graduated and applied for a professional internship, got accepted to a professional internship at Disney. However, when I got down to Disney, I discovered the internship that I had applied for and been accepted to was not quite the challenge I was looking for.
Okay.
And so I started looking for other opportunities. It turns out that I had been working part-time at a company when I was in college that offered me a full-time role if I wanted to come back to New York. So I did think about it quite a bit, and I ended up deciding to end my internship 5 months early and take the full-time role in an entry-level marketing position at home, different company, thinking that down the line, if I wanted to come back to Disney, I could. And I will say there were a lot of people and those who are listening that it's your dream to work for Disney. There is nothing wrong with continuing that position.
Yes.
Although you're not guaranteed after that internship to get a full-time position, there's a lot of opportunities to transfer to another intern role or to get temporary assignments or even to get another position in Orlando while you wait it out. I also realized that family, having lived away from home, was incredibly important to me. And I knew that if I could secure a career that afforded me the opportunity to visit Disney as often as I, could or wanted to, that for me would be better to be around family full time and go to Disney as often as I wanted, as opposed to being in Disney full time and deciding now and then if I can to go home and visit family. Needless to say, years later, about 4 years later, I decided to go back to grad school, as I said I was planning to do, and went to school at Fordham University here in New York, and decided while I was there, my girlfriend and I had been dating for a couple of years, but she was away at school in Michigan, also doing her grad program. So I said, this is a good opportunity for me if I want to do anything to sort of do this again. So I applied for a marketing strategy internship at Disney, got accepted. It was the challenge I was looking for. It was really, I worked marketing strategy for Disney Vacation Club, learned a lot about marketing from them and professionalism and all those kinds of soft skills that come along with it. Did that for 6 months, had a blast, and still decided to come home and do a full-time role. And it turns out that I think, when you sort of look back at the time, it was very difficult for me to decide, how do I give up this childhood dream of working for Disney full time? In the ideal setting, I knew that if Disney had they have some opportunities in New York, but if they had park opportunities in New York, I would love to do that. Like I would love to work full time for Disney in New York, be around my family and travel to Disney when I wanted to. I almost made my own job that way when you think about it through the podcast, because I now have a full-time career in New York that affords me the opportunity I work remotely. I can travel to Disney whenever I want, as long as I get my work done. And I now have a podcast that is almost an unofficial podcast for Disney. I like to think of it as me doing some sort of work for Disney, promoting their parks. And I, through that, get opportunities to go to Disney, to talk to legends and heroes that I've admired my whole life. And I've created this win-win for myself by sort of following my heart at every step of the way. And at the time, it was very difficult to decide what the right thing to do was. And I often think if I had stayed and decided to really pursue that full-time where I might be, but I have no regrets about not doing that, because I am very happy with where I am right now.